Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday to you. All right. I just had to restart my computer because of the camera. Almost didn't make it. Actually, it looked like it wasn't going to even come after I restarted. Ooh. When my camera goes on my computer, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. But I'm not going to think like that. My camera's good. Angels, angels everywhere. Watch my camera. Keep it up. Thank you. All right. Looking to see who's going to be here today. Crazy energies going on, man. Schumann resonance has been, I just shared a whole bunch on my Facebook page. And 2 massive filament eruptions on the solar side of things. So many crazy things. All right, let's see what else. Hi, Miss Jessica. Hello, hello. How are you doing? Yeah, crazy, crazy, I'll tell you. Holy cow. That's what the Schumann resonance is looking like. It's like big, big white gaps. Hi, Miss Beth. Yes, you may. Miss Jessica, did you want a card too? Usually you do. So I'm going to add you. I'm going to add you. I saw this video on Facebook, and it's someplace in the Phoenix area. I'm not exactly sure where because they didn't say. But it's somebody that has a webcam on their roof, and they have a pretty big window that they can. Now I don't know if they're sitting right there watching, or if that's where the camera, if it's just inside, just watching. There was 4 or 5 coyotes on the roof, and they were young. They were, I would say teenagers, maybe young teenagers, because they weren't you could see that they were this much shorter than the adult. And they're just looking around, and they're right up to the window looking in. In fact, one of them, he kind of jumps up, and you can hear his claws on the window, but they're just looking. It's so funny. All right, Miss Jessica, yep, I got you, hon. So if people think that coyotes can't jump, it's people say, oh, I have a 6-foot wall, so coyotes never get in. It's like, then how do they get on people's roofs? And the thing, I've seen them jump over, this was a relatively short, 4-foot gate. It was wooden, I think. And they're standing on the ground, and they just go and over. So it's like, all right, but so this is, let me see. Oh, and Diego Berman, he put, and again, I share all these on my Facebook page, but he's saying, and this was from today, he just posted it like an hour ago. He said, sometimes the new chapter begins when we finally release the old one. The Lionsgate journey is inviting us to travel light. And so the Lionsgate, I'm assuming he's referring to the 8-8. Because I heard somebody the other day say it was 8-18. It's like, no, I think it's 8-8. I think it's always been 8-8. Anyway, he says, dear friends, once we cross the threshold into a new season of life, something beautiful often begins to happen. Our hearts naturally become more aware of what no longer belongs. Certain fears lose their hold, old habits begin feeling unfamiliar, and the dreams that once seemed distant start feeling a little closer. It is not because life has suddenly changed overnight. It is because we have begun changing from within. As the Lion's Gate journey continues opening over these coming days, many people may notice an increasing desire to simplify, to breathe more deeply, and to make space for what truly matters. We sometimes imagine that transformation comes from adding more to our lives, yet divine intelligence often works in the opposite way. Before something new can fully arrive, something old lovingly asks to be released. It's like, it's like, what is it? There's some tale of an animal that is hanging on to something in its mouth, and it wants it has this in its mouth, but it wants this, but it knows if it lets go of this, then it can have this, but it's got to let go of this. Yeah, that's what it feels like we're facing right now. So the other thing, Earth is about to experience a rare double alignment. A rare total solar eclipse is about to coincide with two major planetary alignments at the exact same time. So we got Venus, Earth, Saturn, Uranus, Sun, Earth, Mercury, Jupiter. Some believe this extraordinary celestial lineup could increase the potential for heightened geological activity, including large earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, or other unusual natural phenomena. And then there was one other thing that all right, so this so an M1.49 solar activity, that was the last couple of hours. Solar. And some people may feel like ear buzzing. Here it is. And this is Schumann and the solar. They're all connected. The Schumann resonance surged into a rare whiteout event, climbing about 50 hertz and holding there for nearly 2 straight hours. That wasn't a quick spike. It became one of the strongest sustained surges we've seen in recent weeks. So it says many people mention ringing in the ears, vivid dreams, trouble sleeping, feeling unusually drained or energized, and pets acting different than normal. So lots of crazy stuff, all of that stuff. And like I said, now I'm reading from several different things, but I posted them all on my Facebook page. So in case you want to check them out. Jessica, big separation, relationship, business stuff, feeling very down lately, but also so many business opportunities ahead of me that I can't even breathe or move to do right now. I get that. I don't want to let go. Dog bone in mouth. Oh no, dog bone. Well, and you know what? If you're in that state, Miss Jessica, it's almost like, you know what? You just got to be there. You just got to feel it. And instead of trying to push anything, just be in the energy right now. And I think that's what some of these whiteouts, that's actually what they feel like, because it's kind of like, okay, here's my analogy. It's kind of like the heat right now that we have experiencing here in Sun City. It's like, you know what? There's no way around it. It's just flipping hot. And I do my best not to complain, but it's just flipping hot. And my landlady was here yesterday helping me with a blind, and I said, you know, my AC, and I have my AC set at 82 degrees. I said, it runs, from like 11 o'clock until 5 o'clock, steady almost. It might shut off for a minute, 2 minutes, and then it starts up again. And she goes, the air guys, they say that 20 degrees is how much they can cool it. So it's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, that's why it runs all the time. But anyway, so dog with a bone. Be in it, Miss Jessica. Just be in it. I almost feel like, and I think it's warm where you are too, but almost doing like I want to say a soak, but I know in a tub it'd be like, oh, maybe soak your feet. It just feels like something like that actually might really benefit you. And it's almost like allow your feet to soak, but while you're sipping some elegant kind of iced tea, but not typical iced tea, some kind of herbal iced tea. That's what I'm saying. That's kind of funny. Hi, Miss Julianne. Yes, you may, Miss Julianne. That was the animal you talked about. Drops the bone. Yep. Oh, okay. So I couldn't remember what it was because it's almost like, no, there's another one that I'm thinking of too, but that's a different kind of story. But yeah, dog with a bone. Hi. I just did a joke. All right, sip of tea. See, I got tea on my mind. This is water. I'm going to try making basil sun tea because my basil in my, what do you call it? The water thing. I can't remember what it's called. I can't read it. It's not listed. It's where it's got water and you plant and the roots go in the water. It's all contained. It's so cool. And my sweet basil is probably 6 inches high. And the other basil, Genovese, is about at least 8 inches high. So it's definitely ready to harvest. It's very cool. All right, Miss Marlene. Yes. All right. Yeah, I'll tell you, and I know sometimes we do get like that but it's like, it's almost like if you are, so I'm looking over here at this bone, and here's another bone, and here's another bone, and this one's bigger than that one, and this one's bigger, and that one's got more stuff on it. It's almost like, okay, wait a minute. What is this really about? What am I really feeling? Because I think it's more about I'm not paying attention to my feelings, and I just want to look at all these bone choices. I know someone like this, it drives me crazy, always reaching for the next thing when they finally have the bone. Yeah, ugh. Crazy. Yeah, I know. And everybody, it's like, okay, what's the humidity? Well, here, actually right now, it's 40% humidity, which is high for here. So Beth, you might be a little bit, you might be about the same. Marlene, you're probably about the same too. Well, except Marlene, you just got a boatload of, actually, I think downtown Prescott got hit too. We have not for a while. So anyway, okay. I'm going to pull the cards. This is for the week of July 27th through August 2nd. So get this. This is the last couple days of July, the first couple days of August. So we got to, July into August. That's a transition right there. Cards came out. Desert Speaks card came out just normal. The angel cards, the first two came out. It was boom. And the second one was not going back in. Boom. So, let's see what the angels have to say. Okay, here we go. Wow, creativity, man. Of course. this is, so, okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Schumann with this, because it feels like when the Schumann is coming through at such a strong pace, I feel like it's giving us all of these things for us to start pulling these threads in one at a time. And how we use them, everybody's going to be a little bit different, but it feels like, you know, there's going to be some that it's going to be an emotional thing, some that it's going to be a physical thing, some that it's going to be a mental thing, some that it's going to be, oh my gosh, my third eye just cracked wide open, and I'm hearing all these messages, I'm feeling all these loved ones. This is awesome. It feels like it's different for everybody, but it does feel like it has to do with the Schumann resonance and the shifting of all of the energies, as well as the, you know, the universe, the planets, they're all working for us. So it's like, ooh. And sometimes we just have to sit, you know, you got a spider. Yeah, they're not always weaving. Sometimes they are just, okay, I'm just stopping for a minute. Or they back off. Ooh, yeah, they back off so they can see when the prey comes in. And it's like, oh, in my net. And sometimes we do have to do that. We have to back off a little bit so we can see what we're going to catch. Oh my gosh, I love that. All right, first angel card. Feel the light within. Yeah, and even looking at the spider, see how light it is in the middle? And even on the legs, each of the legs, it's got light. I'm assuming it was white. I'm pretty sure that it was, and I know that because I manipulated the picture with colors, it on here it's a light blue, but I think in real, I think it was white. But feel the light within. It's all about us, people. It's all about us. So as we're weaving all of this and feeding our souls, notice the light within. Oh, man. Second angel card. Now remember, this one came out, it didn't come out the same as this one, but it wouldn't go back in. Be true to yourself. Yes. And I think the be true to yourself absolutely has to do with feeling the light within. How many times, and we were just talking about that, how many times do we keep looking out here for, wait a minute, what's going on here? What's going on here? What do I want? It's like, no, I don't want to go to that restaurant. No, I don't want to go to that movie. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. But of course, come from a place of love. Yeah. So even think about this, allowing creativity, okay? So feeling with the creativity, if you're true to yourself and you feel the light within and you're coming from a place of love and weaving all of that into whatever it is that you are doing. Wow. Now, I do feel like, of course there's blue in here. I'm wearing blue today. I feel like this also has to do with voice, with our communication. And creativity is our communication because we don't have to be speaking to communicate. Just remember that. All right, what do you guys think? All right, got that written down. All right, let's see what we got. Humidity 45%. Yeah, I know, and everybody, it's like back in the Midwest, 45% is nothing. I remember the summer that I left Wisconsin, it was the worst summer ever. 100% humidity and 100 degrees. And we had, like, it was records that they were setting. My lawn, and I never watered my lawn had burn spots. I was just like, and I always had a really nice yard, and I was just like, oh my gosh, that's horrible. But I had to leave. Happy Sunday, Miss Denise. Yes, Miss Denise, I got you. Tuesday was hit with a lot of thunder and rain. You know, I'll tell you, was it last night? I think it was last night. It was like, I thought for sure it was going to rain. It was pitch black north of here. Even in the south, it looked like it was kind of pretty dark. Wind was picking up. All right, shuffling for Miss Beth here. And kept expecting it, kept looking on the phone, on the weather apps. Nothing. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it looks like rain's coming. Well, if it came, it was up so high because it was over 110 yesterday, and when it's that warm, the rain doesn't, it's just like, yeah, it might be up there, but it ain't. It ain't hitting the ground. All right, Miss Beth. Journey Within. Did you get this last week? I swear that you had this one last week too. And if you did, I think you need to go back and re-listen to that one too. This is okay. So I know we've talked about this before. With drumming, there used to be people that would do drumming circles up in Prescott. Marlene, I don't know if you know anybody in PV. If you guys do, so Beth, you're in Prescott, and Marlene, you're in PV. If you guys know of somebody that's doing drum circles or the group things like they used to do, you two should share that information with each other, because I think you'd both be interested. But what it feels like, Miss Beth, is it's a, I'm assuming it's, well, maybe it's not. I'm assuming it's a Native American tradition, because, and I'm thinking maybe it is, but maybe it's not, where you have somebody that's drumming very rhythmically and very steady, and then someone else is going into and doing a journey. They are journeying either to the, what is it? It's been so long since I've done it. The underworld, I think it's called the underworld, the spirit world. There's 3 different locations, and this always makes me think of it's a way to get into the underworld, and not the underworld as in bad, but you go on a journey, and it's really amazing the information that you can get. Now you can do it. There are CDs, or it's probably on YouTube now, where you can go and just do a search and see if anybody's got some of the steady beat to do a journey. But I think it's something that it's worth looking into, Beth, especially now. I know this came up. It seems like it came up for somebody last week, but it feels like, Miss Beth, you need to go a little bit deeper. I'm sure it was you last week. Go a little bit deeper. Take a little bit more time. Take a little bit more time for yourself. No phones, no outside stuff going on. And I know for me that's really hard, because I have my phone attached to my head almost all the time. But it feels like really going within. And right now actually may be a good time because of all of the Schumann resonance that's been happening. So, all right, Miss Beth, you'll have to let me know. Drumming is very much a Native American. Drumming is, yes, it's the journey part, where you actually have, because we used to do it in groups at church, where half the people would drum and the other half would do a journey, and then we would switch. And I had taken classes. This was 25 years ago, but All right, Jessica, well, throat chakra work, here I come. Well, there wasn't a lot, but there definitely was some. More free time now. All right, good. I am smack dab in the Mississippi Valley of Western Illinois, bordering Missouri. We have a heat, yeah, heat advisory. We got the heat advisory too. But yeah, you got definitely more humid there. That thunder was loud. I know it's, and it's so much. It's fun for me to hear the storms now. Okay, shuffling for Miss Jessica. Hi, Miss Yvonne. Yes, you may. Yes, you may. All right, I'm going to say Miss Yvonne is the last one today. My sister's in a drumming circle. Yeah, even drumming circles, leave out the journey part, but drumming circles are awesome. One gal did, but she moved, get another place does drumming, but their Facebook page is never right. I gave up on them. Yeah, because I know Suzanne, but I mean, this was several years ago before she passed away. She used to do drum circles. And I don't think Rebecca Cute Hands, I don't think, she's out in Dewey, but I don't think she does drum circles. I'm pretty sure she does not. You are very welcome, Miss Beth. But yeah, go back and check, Miss Beth, because I do think it was you that had that same card last week. All right, Jessica. Let's see what we get from Miss Jessica. Now, this was the card for the week for last week. Oh, and Jessica, check it out. Look at the blue on the underbelly and on the and on the throat. That's so funny. Okay, see, you shouldn't have said this. Where is it? Yeah. Sorry. It's kind of funny. All right. Yeah. Actually, what it does feel like for you, Miss Jessica, yeah, okay, you got it. Throat chakra work. But it okay. Wow. That's very cool. Look into humming. I don't know if you hum, but, and humming is very healing. Humming, but there's a certain way that they tell you to do it, but I would think that humming anyway, it's going to be beneficial. But I know that there's a certain technique that they tell you to do it that's even more beneficial for the body. It's kind of like people that tend beehives tend to have a lot less health issues and they live longer because the bees' buzzing vibration is so healing, and humming is in that same category. So, Miss Jessica, opening up to this throat chakra work, I would look into humming because it actually might help, might be beneficial in moving things along. So, let me know. Oh, I never heard of her. That might have been after. You know, I had somebody, well, Beth and one other lady, it's like, well, you were here, you were here, you were here. It's like, no, I don't remember that group of people all being at your house. That had to be after I left, and it was after I left. Ariel already showing up. I see it a lot. That's awesome. Yeah, yeah. See, Ariel shows up for me when my nose starts tickling. But Ariel shows up for everybody in a different way. That's right. Okay, shuffling for Julianne. Been really wanting to sing lately, like karaoke. I've never, ever. Okay, so look at that. Humming and singing. Seem like they're in the same vein there, Miss Jessica. And wow, with the creativity card this week and throat chakra. all coming together, baby. All right, Miss Julianne. Miss Julianne, Miss Julianne. Compassion for self. Yeah. I feel like I have to look up moth. I know moths are kind of in the same category, but this has never made me think of a butterfly. It's always made me think of a moth. I'm looking to see if I can find it. But, and there's a softness. So, okay, moth, sexuality. New relationship and sexual energies, activities are strong now. People respond strongly. Trust what smells right to you. That is so interesting. Trust what smells right to you. That, it feels like it's talking about, the sniff test. It's like, yeah, they don't pass the sniff test. But I think your sniff test is pretty darn good, pretty accurate, Miss Julianne. But it feels like there's a new level of softness that you need to introduce for yourself. Be a little gentler. I know that all goes along with having compassion for yourself, but it feels like even going, I don't know, it feels like pampering yourself even a little bit more. Yeah. Miss Julianne. All right, Miss Marlene. I said that because I was? And you know what's funny? Because just now my nose started tickling. That's so funny. And yes, if you notice it, because I did not. That's so funny. You guys are funny. Okay, Miss Marlene. Miss Marlene. Oh, well, that came out very nice. Take action, baby. Yeah, but he's standing still. It's funny. And this is for any animal. If somebody is approaching them, sometimes they'll stand still, but they're very aware. And as you get closer, even if you're creeping up on them, you can see that they're tensing up and getting ready. And it feels like, Miss Marlene, yes, there's something that, and it's totally connected to the allow creativity. But it also, it feels like it's connected with this. Feel the light within. Okay, got it. So what it feels like, so if you can imagine that you are a runner and you got your tennies and your athletic shoes, whatever, and they're all primed up and you're ready to go. Infuse them with light. So it's almost like remember to infuse whatever you are doing with light. And it feels like that's part of the action that you are doing. It's not that start running full force. It's infuse yourself with light, because that is going to help eject you off the starting point. There you go, Miss Marlene. Let me know. Let me know. That's right, road runner. I wish we'd see more down here, but I sure don't. One in all the time I've lived here. All right, Miss Denise. I know, it totally is. You're very welcome, Miss Julianne. At least humidity is good for the skin. Yes, it is. It gets your pores flowing. All right, shuffling for Denise. I think I said that, but I'm saying it again. The cards are starting to get really messy. I mean, they're just kind of, They were going all over the place. All right, Miss Denise. Oh, we haven't had this guy for a long time. Yeah. And even just seeing this card, it feels like it brought the temperature a little bit cooler. That's so funny. But you notice, even with this, so this is all dark blue, but if you look at right along here, it's lighter blue. So we have the throat chakra again. So Miss Denise, you as well. He's got like a light blue aura, but it feels like, you know, this guy always makes me think of making sure that you are in the observer role, but it feels like really paying attention to how you are feeling with the different shifts of energy that are all going on, because it feels like you can see the energies coming in before they affect you. It's almost like, you know, if you can see it's it's starting to sprinkle outside, but you're still under the eaves and you don't have an umbrella and you got to walk through it, you're preparing yourself. It's like that. It's almost like I can see that you put yourself in the observer role and you can anticipate what is coming in for you. And it's on a very subtle level though, which I know that annoys people, but it does feel like that's what's going on for you, Miss Denise. That's really cool. All right, Miss Yvonne, last pull for today. As soon as I wake up. As soon as you wake up, baby. It's awesome, baby. All right, Yvonne. Let's see. Okay. That card kind of flipped over and then it flipped. And I caught the color of it, but I think I know which card it is. All right, here we go, Miss Yvonne. Yep, I was right. Oh, shine your light. Wow. Look at. Don't these two go well together? Yeah. Feel it, shine it, baby. So this feels like it's an amplified thing for you. Absolutely amplified. And this week, especially, Miss Yvonne, to really focus on being true to yourself and really feeling the light that you are, really feeling and then emanating that in everything you do. And of course, with love. But the light especially. It's, you know, we forget how powerful we are and how shining our light can make a difference, not only for ourselves, but for other people, those around us as well. So that's coming up big time for you, Miss Yvonne. Big time, baby. All right. Thank you. I feel like the road runner that I feel like I'm going to take off something or somewhere. Depends on what I decide. Yeah. It's cool. I know it is that pretty purple. It is. That card was one of the, out of the deck. So when I started creating it, I think when I started creating it, I didn't realize I was creating it. And that was one of the first cards that I did. And it's like, oh my gosh, I love the way this looks. Pat myself on the back, you know. But anyway, thank you. All right, you guys, let's see. This week, I'm going to leave Thursday as a tentative, you know, because Thursday sometimes it's like all of a sudden it's, well, and actually, I think this week I can't anyway. I'm pretty sure this Thursday I can't. So no, Thursday I won't be on. I'll just say that now. So I'll be back next Sunday. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me live. I always have a good time with you guys. And remember, allow the creativity to flow, baby. Allow yourself to weave it in. Beautiful card. I will be sharing and shining my light with the full moon. Woohoo! We got the full moon, and then I think we got an eclipse after that, too. Summertime activities, baby. Yep. All kinds of things. So, all right, I will see you guys next Sunday. Have a great week, everyone. And angel blessings to you.